Good afternoon, our Facebook friends. This is Paul Wallin, Senior Partner at Wallin and Klarich. I have the pleasure today to be with Jonathan Lynn, one of our Senior Associates at Wallin and Klarich, and this is an extremely exciting day at Wallin and Klarich. The reason it's an exciting day at Wallin and Klarich is because we were representing a client accused of a very serious crime, and John was handling the case for our firm, and he's going to talk about the result, and we're going to talk about the passion Wallin and Klarich has for helping people accused of crimes and why we do what we do. So John, if you could first talk a little bit about the case you just handled, what your client was facing, and what happened.
Sure. So I had a trial. The case was a 2-week-long trial in Pomona, and the client was actually facing automatic rest of his life in prison if he was convicted. He was charged with 5 very serious felony counts. We took the case to the jury. I told the jury why they should acquit my client and find him not guilty, and they came back in about an hour and a half, which is a really short amount of time for this kind of case, and they were unanimous, not guilty, and my client walked right out of court after facing life in prison.
That's an amazing result, John. And just to give some perspective to it, here you have a person, one of our many clients, who come to us and they're facing extremely serious charges. They're facing prison, often sex registration, the loss of their family, the loss of everything. And they're putting 100% of their trust and faith in our law firm. The responsibility placed upon us is taken extremely serious and has been taken seriously by our firm for over 35 years. I believe one reason that we do so well is the passion that we have for what we do. John, why don't you talk for a second about why you do this area of law?
One thing that I really believe in is that there are a lot of people that are caught up in the system who are charged with crimes who are innocent. And when I met with this client, this was about 6 months before we went to trial, he told me, John, I didn't do this and I want to have my day in court so that I could explain that to a jury. And if he didn't have somebody sticking up for him and fighting for him all the way, then he faces the DA, the judge, the entire system that's trying to put him in jail for a crime that he didn't do. So those are the cases that I believe in the most. Somebody who tells me I didn't do it, I want to fight my case, I want to have my day in court. I don't want to see somebody who didn't commit a crime go to jail for 1 day, a year, or possibly the rest of their lives for something they didn't do. And I really believe in that.
And you know, what is really hard for people to believe is that in our country, even though you're presumed innocent in the law, in reality, we are the only person, the only law firm. We stand in between prison and our client's freedom because the deck is really in many cases stacked against our clients. And if you go to our law firm for help, the one thing you are going to hear is that we are going to fight for you to our last breath to try to get a positive result in your case. John, how many years have you done this area of law?
I've been an attorney doing only criminal defense for 8 years.
Every lawyer that comes to our firm is trained in terms of how passionate they need to be before we will accept them as a lawyer. We don't care what crime you're accused of. If you come into our office and you ask for help, we're going to defend you because someone needs to defend you. There's always people that are indigent and don't have a lot of funds to hire a lawyer. We will gladly talk to anyone about their case, even if they're represented by a public defender, and even if they can't afford to hire us, we'll always give them the best advice we can give them on how we might help them. John, thank you for coming today. I want to remind everyone that if you have any legal matter pending of a criminal nature, contact our office. It's free to talk to us on the phone. I assure you, you'll feel a lot better after you talk to us, and I want you all to have a great week. Thanks. Bye.